Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Stefana Avera, aka Defining Fitness, and today we got a lot to talk about. So, over the past few months, I have been hinting to some things going on in my life, some drama, if you will, and today I'm finally going to tell you everything. All the details, everything that's been going on. We got Piper kind of roaming around back here, so don't mind her. Hi, kiddo. Hi. She's been my emotional support dog throughout all of this. If you listened to any of the episodes of my podcast, Tread Talks on Apple and Spotify, you know that January and February were pretty tough months for me, and everything I'm about to explain contributed to why January and February were depressive episodes for me. And I don't use that term lightly. If you listen to those episodes, I explain exactly how I was feeling, and I told you guys in the episode I can't tell you exactly why I'm feeling like this yet, but now I can. And so today we're going to be breaking down all the shit that's happened in the past few months. And to be completely transparent with you, there's a lot, and you guys are a part of it as much as I am, and I just want this to be a really open conversation about the future of my businesses, because there was a point in time about 2 months ago where I thought there wasn't going to be a future to my businesses. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so as you guys know, I launched Defining Active, my activewear brand, last December 2021, and it was the best thing that's ever happened to me. I spent over 2.5 years working on the designs and the beautiful, beautiful pieces that launched with that first Ignite collection, and I put everything I had into it, emotionally, mentally, and financially. I funded Defining Active completely by myself, by money I made bartending and personal training and through brand deals. And it was my child, I was so proud of Defining Active, of everything. And I knew that even if for some reason I launched and only 5 people bought something, I was still going to be so stinking proud of myself, because I knew the years of hard work that went into creating my dreams, turning my dreams into reality. And I got some messages around launch time asking me, some comments / DMs asking me, why were you, you're telling everybody you spent 2.5 years working on these pieces, but you weren't even an influencer then, so why were you just a nobody working on activewear? And that question kind of made me upset at first, because I was like, you don't have to be an influencer to start something, to want to start something greater than yourself. You don't have to have a following to start a business. I got really freaking lucky during quarantine, and my social presence grew, and that gave me a really great opportunity to have people to sell to. But I started working on Defining Active almost 3 years ago now at this point, and it was before I had any type of social presence, and it was because I've always been into fitness, and I've always been shopping for activewear, and I've always put on activewear that moved or slid down or needed to be adjusted, and I never found pieces that made me feel as confident as possible while I was in the gym. And I'm not saying, don't twist my words, I'm not saying my pieces are the only designs that are good out there. No. There are some incredible brands out there run by incredible people, but a lot of times they have really high price tags associated with them. And I wanted to create pieces that would flatter the female body and be so tailored, so custom tailored, every single seam, every measurement, everything done by me, so tailored to the female body that when you put these items on, you know that they were made with time and love in mind. And you know, after launch day, you guys started getting your products in the mail and the reviews started to roll in, and it was so overwhelming for me because I knew I loved these products, but obviously it's my brand, it's my baby, so I'm gonna be like, I love these products. And for you guys, the majority of you at least, to completely agree with me and feel so confident, so beautiful in these items, my heart was literally bursting. I had never ever freaking been happier, and these reviews and this feedback were coming from women of all sizes and shapes, and it was just so special to me to see women who were plus size feel just as confident and beautiful as the women who are a 00 in these products. And that was my goal since day one, and I was able to bring this dream into reality. Fortunately, I did pop off, if you will, during quarantine. My social channels grew and I had this platform to sell on, but regardless, I was going to do this. I've been telling people for years, I'm like, I'm gonna own an activewear brand. I think I straight up manifested it, but it all came to fruition and everything was great. Everything was literally better than I could ever imagine, and I launched on December 10th. And that will be a day that's so special to me, literally forever. And that day I was in my office, literally from wall to wall. This is a 150 square foot office, wall to wall. It was just covered in the units. I had thousands and thousands of pieces, and it took so long for me and Lincoln, my intern, to count everything and go through it all, make sure it was all high quality and everything was good to go. And the office was busting at the seams with like product, and it was just like, it was a surreal freaking feeling. My baby was alive. Like, my dreams were in front of me, and every hour I put in, every time that I got overwhelmed, every time I cried, or every time a sample didn't work out, it didn't matter. It didn't matter anymore. It was all worth it because I was able to launch on December 10th, and I sold out the majority of my items, which was shocking to me. I was not expecting that. So if you bought from the Ignite collection, thank you. Thank you a million times over. So the orders started rolling in, and Lakin and I went to work right away packaging the orders. And we grinded that day for about like 9 hours. And then we packed everything up and we got it all done for the day, and we were gonna come back the next day. We came back at like 8 a.m. the next day to start again, but we went out that night to celebrate, and I was like, you know, I'm vibing, I got the champagne flowing, I am stoked, like my dreams literally came true. And so we were celebrating, and while we were out, I got some suspicious messages, and I started to get a little bit concerned, but I didn't really think too much of it. But before I go into those messages, I'm gonna give you a little bit of backstory. So last summer, I hired a lawyer to make sure that I wasn't going to be infringing on anyone's copyrights or trademarks or anything when I launched Defining Active. And my lawyer was like, girl, you're good to go. And he said I was good to go. So mentally, me, having never started a business before, I check that box and I move on. I started Defining Active completely by myself from start to finish, and I had so many boxes to check, and that was just another check, another box to check. So I check it, I move on, and I spent the fall continuing to save up literally every freaking dollar I had. To be transparent, I put about $55,000 into the launch of Defining Active. That's all in. That's with the product and the shipping materials. That's all in. Yeah, so I was saving up all my freaking money, and I, at the same time, was finalizing all the designs, working on my marketing approach, building out my website, finalizing my business banking account information and making sure that all my tax stuff was going to be okay and everything like that. And so December 10th rolls around, and my timeline, that was my goal. December 10th was my goal date, and I hit it, which I was shocked by. I was like, I need to get this out before Christmas. And I said to myself, if I can get these products launched on December 10th, I can make sure every single person has their order before Christmas. So if they wanted to give them as Christmas gifts or whatever, they would be able to. So Lakin and I, like I said, on launch day, we went straight to work. 9 hours. I feel like literally Lakin helped me so much during launch. Like, oh my goodness. We were just in this tiny little office grinding away. And we went out to celebrate that night, like I said, and I started to get those messages. So I get those messages and I'm like, well, what the heck's going on? Like, who is this? On the Defining Active Instagram account, I hosted a giveaway. And you know how when big accounts host giveaways on Instagram, there's always those little like burner accounts that like pretend that they're like, that you're the winner. Like if you were to enter an influencer's giveaway, there's always those scam accounts that pretend to be the influencer and will DM you and be like, hey, you won, now send me your address. Also, first of all, don't ever send your address out. But I thought that these messages were coming from a little scam account. And so I ignored them. And I went on with my night. I'm vibing. I'm out at the bars. Like, I'm celebrating, you know? Like, I've never been happier than I was on December 10th. And then the messages, you know, I noticed that they were coming to my personal account and to my business accounts for Defining Active, and that I was getting an email. And all of these messages were coming from an account called Define Athletics. And at the time, I had no idea what was about to go down between myself and Define Athletics over the next 3-4 months. But basically, shit hit the fan. And there's just been hours of communication with my legal team, between my team and Define Athletics team, and everything was just so messy. And I want to explain everything that happened so that you guys can be in on the loop, so that you understand what's going on and what the consequences were down the line, because there are some pretty significant ones. And you guys know, I'm all about transparency. So I'm gonna expose everything. I'm gonna expose everything, every shitty fucking thing that happened to me over the past 3 months. I'm just gonna talk about it. So that same night that I was out, I was getting those messages, I was getting that email, everything, I was informed by Define Athletics that I would be receiving a cease and desist. And if you don't know what a cease and desist is, it's basically a legal document that tells you you can't operate your business anymore. It doesn't really hold significant weight. You can continue to operate if you get one. That's what my lawyer said, at least. But as me being a new business owner, I'm like, oh fuck, yo, I'm getting a cease and desist. I was freaking out. I was really freaking out. And it was unfortunate because this all went down on the night that I launched. And I just wanted 24 hours to be excited. And I didn't get that, because I was informed by Define Athletics that I would be receiving a cease and desist letter for copyright infringement, for trademark infringement, because Define Athletics said that my name, Defining Active, was infringing on her pre-existing trademark, Define Athletics. So obviously, I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm like, oh my god. So I go to sleep that night, and I remember I was like literally so anxious, more anxious than I'd ever been in my life. Like, I barely slept that night, and the next morning I woke up right away and I called my lawyer, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, what do I do? I'm seriously freaking out because I had just sold all of those items. I'm like, oh my gosh, if I get a cease and desist, can I not ship these items out? Like, can I not, you know what I mean? There's a lot going on in my head, and I was really overwhelmed. So the next morning, Saturday, December 11th, I talked to my lawyer and I explained the situation. I'm like, what do I do? She's like, new lawyer, by the way, new lawyer. So she's like, you're good to go, like nothing's up. And so I told her the brand, I'm like, well, Define Athletics says they have a trademark, and I obviously, if they do, like, what do I do? And so I had run my own search because trademarks are public information, and you can Google like TESS, TESS, the TESS database. You can go on there and search anyone's trademarks. So I had done my own search to find Define Athletics trademark, and there wasn't one, even though she had a little TM emoji in her Instagram bio, which I know that's not, I know anyone can put that in their bio, but like, why would you put it in there if you didn't actually have a trademark, right? So I had done my own search and I didn't find anything, but I told my lawyer, I was like, do a search. I didn't find anything, but I'm not a lawyer. So she does a search. Her search came back negative as well, aka Define Athletics did not actually have a trademark like she was saying that she did. So I was told I was going to be getting a cease and desist, and she didn't have a trademark. But remember how, a couple minutes ago, I told you I hired that lawyer last summer? And he was like, no, you're not infringing on anybody. Me, being a new freaking business owner, and simply put, my dumbass didn't think at the time, okay, well, how about we trademark my name? So Define Athletics did not have a trademark, but neither did I. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, Steph, how could you be so dumb? Trust me, I asked myself that 100 times as well. It's like, I wish I could sit here and blame someone else. I wish I could be like the victim here, but really I can only blame myself for this, and I have to be straight up about that. I've never launched a business before. I talked to a legal team, I talked to my lawyer, and he said I wasn't infringing on anyone, but because I'd never started a business before, I didn't think to trademark my own name at that time. So Define Athletics did not have a trademark, but neither did I. At this point, Define Athletics was still contacting me, and I had already contacted my lawyer. My lawyer said, like, don't tell her you're working with a lawyer and don't respond to her. My lawyer actually advised me to block Define Athletics, which I did, and that made the owner of the Define Athletics account very upset. She was on her public Instagram story talking about how if I didn't change the name of my business, quote, we're going to have some fun. And it was just kind of like scary and menacing, and it made me really uncomfortable. So I did what my lawyer told me to do, and I blocked her. And then I got an email from her saying, oh, I saw that you blocked me and you're not choosing to handle this professionally. So I guess we're gonna have to escalate things, pretty much is what was said. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, oh my God, what are we escalating? Like, you don't have a trademark, I don't have a trademark, and why are you on your Instagram story telling people we're gonna have some fun if I don't change my name? And so I was, while all this is going down, Define Athletics did not know I was working with a lawyer. So it makes sense why she was like, you chose to not handle this professionally. She probably just thought I was like blocking her and like just not gonna handle the situation, but I had been working closely with my lawyer. So all that being said, my lawyer and I knew that since Define Athletics did not have a trademark, and since I also did not have a trademark, that it was going to be literally a race in time. It was a race to see who could get their trademark in first. And Define Athletics trademark was submitted Monday, December 13th, and my trademark for Defining Active was submitted Wednesday, December 15th. Define Athletics had been in business for 2 years prior to me existing, so even if I had gotten my trademark in before them, it would have been a little bit sus because she had first usage rights, aka she'd been using the name Define Athletics before Defining Active was ever a name that was sold in commerce. So I knew it was going to be a race against time, and my lawyer knew this too, but Define Athletics got her trademark in first. Hers got in on Monday, mine was in on Wednesday, so it was literally less than 48 hours apart. Our trademarks went in. And keep in mind that while all of this is going down, I'm working with my lawyer. lawyer fees are really freaking expensive. So I lost thousands and thousands of dollars over the past few months just working with my lawyer. So I thought, everything's gonna work out. Like, we're gonna figure this out. I had a lot of options in my head. I'm like, maybe I could offer to buy out Define Athletics, or maybe like we could just coexist, or things like that. And it didn't make sense to me because Define Athletics had been in business, like I said, for 2 years prior to me launching Defining Active. And she was operating for 2 years without a trademark, and then trademarked her name 2 days after I launched my brand. And, I was just confused. I'm like, why didn't you trademark your name sooner? And why did you have the trademark emoji in your bio? Which I know is unimportant. I know that's unimportant. But it just felt borderline like malicious, because obviously she was operating without a trademark until I came around. And I took it so personally when I know now, looking back, I'm like, hey, it was a business move, like it makes sense. But at the time, I took it really personally, and I let it affect my mental health way more than I probably should have, because in my head, I was thinking, well, she didn't have a trademark. She saw that my brand was successful. She trademarked the name so that I couldn't use it. And she did this just to watch my downfall. That was like what was going on in my head at the time. And looking back, I'm like, okay, Steph, you gotta detach yourself from the business sometimes. Not everything's super personal. So it kind of became a waiting game, because trademarks, I kind of had time on my side. Trademarks take, I think it's like 6 to 9 months to go live. So especially with quarantine, I know a lot of trademark processes got really delayed, and my lawyer told me that. She was like, okay, everything's super delayed right now. You have time. So I knew that I had time on my side, which allowed me to launch my pre-order. And everything I just explained to you that happened in the span of like 4 days. And then I launched my pre-order, and then all of those orders came in. I placed it with my manufacturer ASAP, so that if anything happened, I would have already had all of that done, and like no one could stop me. So after I launched the pre-order, it became a waiting game, and it was really, oh my gosh, guys, like it was so hard on my mental health. Like January and February, I was constantly back and forth with my lawyer. I was losing thousands of dollars in lawyer fees. I had no idea what the fate of my business that I spent 2.5 years working on was going to be, and I was down freaking bad. And which sucked because I was so excited when everything launched, that when shit hit the fan, I wasn't able to celebrate anymore. I wasn't able to like be excited. My mental health was the lowest it's ever been, probably since my dad passed away in January, which I talked about openly with you guys. And it was 100% because of everything that was going on with the business. And it was really hard for me to not be transparent with you guys about that as it was happening. Like, I wish I could have, but I couldn't, because it was an ongoing legal situation. And I didn't want to bring any of it to social media. I wanted my lawyer to handle it. And I think that was another difference between myself and Define Athletics, was she was on her public Instagram story talking about it and updating her followers. And it was really impacting my mental health, because I didn't know what to do, or what I could say legally or what I couldn't say. And so I decided to say nothing until this video. And so I hope you guys understand why I couldn't say anything, but my legal team did advise me to, kind of keep everything quiet while everything was getting figured out. So the waiting game continued, and January and February, I was so down. Like, in my head, I was depressed. I was not eating. It was really, really bad, because I thought that my dreams were crushed. I thought that everything I'd worked for was getting taken from me, and that wasn't the case. So I'm gonna get into the next little portion here, but I know that was a lot, and I need a second too. I know it was a lot, but you know, it goes downhill a little bit again, and then it ends on a high note, so don't freak out, stick with me. So after almost 2.5, like 3 months of back and forth between me, my lawyer, Define Athletics team, everything as far as legal conversation went, I finally, in my head, came to the conclusion, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna offer to buy out Define Athletics brand. And it was a very sincere offer. I told my lawyer my budget as far as how high I was willing to go, and my lawyer reached out to her team and said, like, are you interested in a buyout? Name your price, pretty much. And they declined. Define Athletics declined the buyout, which honestly surprised me. I thought that would work, but it kind of, you know, if you're buying out a company, it's gonna cost a pretty penny. So it kind of worked out in my favor that she didn't accept it, because I started thinking. I launched Defining Active with this mission, like I said earlier in the video, with this mission to make all women feel amazing and confident and beautiful in and outside of the gym. You guys know, these are dual pieces. I'm literally wearing it right now. It's like a lifestyle piece. I wanted you guys to feel so beautiful inside of the gym and outside of the gym. And you guys did not buy from my first launch because the back of the leggings said Defining. And this was something I kind of had to realize, that you guys didn't buy from Defining Active's Ignite collection launch because you wanted to wear leggings that said Defining on them. You guys shopped with me and with Defining Active because you believed in my mission to make all women feel beautiful inside and outside of the gym, to make all body types look flattering in these pieces. You guys shopped with me because you believe in me, you support me, and I'm endlessly thankful. Like I not to be dramatic, but I seriously would be nothing without you guys. Like I know that sounds dramatic, but I mean that. Like, you guys have changed my life, and I came to the realization that, yeah, you guys loved Defining Active. Obviously, the pieces were great. You loved them, but you didn't love them because they said Defining Active on the tag inside the shirt. So I started thinking, if I bought out Define Athletics brand, I would be able to continue to use Defining Active as my name. So with Define Athletics, she declined the buyout, and so they sent a counteroffer. They said it was kind of like a royalty situation almost. So basically, anytime I used my name, Defining Active, I would pay out a certain amount to the trademark owner, Define Athletics. And that, if anyone ever offers you that, absolutely not. Run for the hills. So obviously I declined that offer. I was like, no, that's not happening. And I had to think for a little bit. I'm like, this was going down in like February. So I had to think to myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, now what do I do? She declined the buyout. Obviously, the only option that she's open to is me stopping using my name or paying to use my name, which is, both options fucking suck, but you know, paying to use my name sucks a little bit more. So, like I said, you guys did not buy any pieces from Defining Active because they said Defining on them. You guys, this is so hard for me to realize because like I said, I spent so long building this brand that even since day one, before I even had an account, my username has been Defining Fitness forever. And I knew that I was going to call it Defining Active since literally like day one of when I got this idea that I was like, I want to change this industry. And I knew it was going to be called Defining Active. And so it was so hard for me to realize that the name wasn't the important part. It was the mission, the passion, the designs, the quality. And if you haven't tried these pieces, I hope you don't think I'm fronting on you that you're like, Steph, We get it? You made a brand and you love it. I swear, because if you have tried these, you know. They're really good. They're so good and soft and so good. But the name Defining Active isn't what makes them good or what makes them special or anything like that. So, that being said, I decided to end everything. I decided to end the legal back and forth. I decided to cancel Defining Active, and I will no longer be selling activewear. I'm kidding. Did I get you? No? Okay. Well, guys, I'm actually even more excited for the outcome of all this bullshit that went down over the past few months. And here's the thing. Are you ready? We're still in business. We're still operating the same amazing quality, fit, feel, designs. Everything is staying the same, but we are operating now under a new name. Guys, I have been holding this in for a few months now because when all this legal drama started to go down, first thing I did was start thinking of the new name because I was like, I know this isn't going to end well, especially as soon as I saw that her trademark was in 48 hours before mine. So the first thing I did was get to work on creating the new name, the new logo, everything. And it was really kind of like sad for me because I had to say goodbye to Defining Active, but something so much better, so much more special to me has come from all of this, and I am so excited that I can finally share it with you guys. Okay, are you ready? The new name, little drum roll. The new name is Liaison, the label. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, Steph, what the actual fuck is going on right now? If you're confused right now, I'm sorry. I'm confused too. I know, it was a lot. This video has been a lot. The new name that Defining Active is going to be operating under is Liaison, the label. So, Defining Active, she's dead. She's gone. Define Athletics can do their thing over there with that name, with whatever. Because we are only going up from here. Liaison, the label, has the exact same mission as Defining Active. The products, the quality, everything's going to stay the same. We're going to continue to flatter all body types, all shapes, sizes, and backgrounds. We're just gonna have a new name. So it's nothing too crazy going on, but I want to talk for a second about why I decided to choose Liaison, the label, as the name, and just where the brand is going and why I'm so excited about it and why I decided to not, spend the rest of my life probably fighting this legal battle. Because, like I said, you guys are here because you believe in the mission of these products, and that mission isn't changing. So, here's the situation. When all of this legal drama started to go down, I started looking at the brand Defining Active and really taking a close look at what needed to change and what the longevity of my brand looked like. And having the name Defining Active, I kind of realized it put me in a box in two different ways. So number one, it put me in a box of activewear. It put me in the fitness space. Defining Active, obviously, is going to be activewear. And the fitness space is amazing. It's a space I love creating in. It's a space I love creating designs for, but it doesn't necessarily have a ton of longevity or creative freedom from a design perspective. And I got a lot going on up here. And I can't launch some things that I have planned under the name Defining Active and have it make sense. Like, for example, you wouldn't buy, I'm not selling baskets, but you wouldn't buy a basket, like a wicker basket from Defining Active, right? Like a picnic basket. I'm not gonna sell picnic baskets, so don't get carried away. But Liaison label gives me the freedom and space to create an all-encompassing wellness brand that still has the same focus of helping women feel confident in and outside of the gym, because you know that's just as important to me. And you might have also noticed that my content on my social channels specifically Instagram, has kind of started to change. I've kind of moved out of that like more strict fitness space into kind of a more wellness slash lifestyle space. And Liaison, the label, it's going to be huge. I'm so excited, guys. Like I've mapped out what I hope happens, and I'm manifesting. We're manifesting everything, but just know that this new name is bringing us the opportunity to improve in ways and grow in ways that I never even expected, and I'm excited to just kind of talk about that for a second. So, if you don't know what a liaison is, you can like Google it, you can search it, but basically it's used in a bunch of different ways, but it's the bridging factor between two things. So, the bridging factor between point A and point B. And so the mantra for Liaison the label is going to be bridge the gap, or hashtag bridge the gap. And the overall mantra is going to be bridging the gap between movement and style. I'm so excited, guys. I'm so excited. I can't believe, like, this was something, not the name Liaison, but all the legal drama, I cried for 2 months straight just for this to come out of it. Something I'm so passionate about and so excited for, and so excited to grow with you guys on this journey. So the mantra, like I said, is going to be bridge the gap, hashtag bridge the gap, bridging the gap between movement and style. And the pieces are going to, continue to be activewear, continue to be these pieces that you never want to take off when you're in the gym or outside of the gym. And I'm super excited because I have some really awesome long-term plans for outside of the gym that I can't wait to share with you guys. And I know that you're gonna be obsessed. Like you're gonna be shook, first of all. You'll be so surprised. And you're gonna be excited. I hope at least. You're probably sitting there and you're like, Steph, it's just not that big of a deal. I'm like, okay, let me have my moment. Thank you. One of the aspects of Liaison the label that I am the most freaking excited for is the philanthropic side. And for the first launch of Defining Active, RIP, I donated $5,000 from the Ignite collection to the American Red Cross's wildfire relief program. And when I launched, I didn't even know if I was going to make $5,000 in profit because I had no idea what the heck to expect. But it's always been something super important to me to, give back where you can and do what you can to help out different areas, different charitable organizations. And I'm really excited because every single launch of Liaison is going to be bridging the gap between point A and point B. So for example, we're speaking hypothetically here. If there were a water themed launch, hypothetically, we could be bridging the gap between water disparity in countries in Northern Africa, and the donation would be made to water.org. Or we could be bridging the gap between plastic pollution and marine life, and the donation would be made to plasticoceans.org. So, I'm freaking out because I have been holding this in for so freaking long, but guys, the philanthropic work that we are going to be able to do together through Liaison's mission is going to be unfreaking real. So every single launch will continue to have themes, continue to, grow and have that certain niche theme for that launch. And every single launch will be tied to a charitable organization that we will be bridging the gap. So bridging the gap between something that needs help and how we're going to give them help as a community through all of your purchases. And I'm so excited. When I launched Defining Active, the Ignite collection, I really had no idea what to expect from a revenue perspective. And the launch, obviously, you guys know, it sold out. It did really well. And I remember sitting there being like, what the heck? Oh my gosh, how can I give more to people who need this money more than I need it right now? And with Liaison, we are going to be able to do that, and we're going to be able to help so many people, so many animals, and I'm like getting like emotional because I'm so excited, and it's something that I've been super passionate about, and I'm just pumped. I'm super excited, and I can't wait. So the second thing that I'm really excited for, that y'all are gonna be so excited for, let me tell you right now. The leggings, you know, the back of the leggings, they used to say defining big on them. And some of the feedback from that first launch was that, Steph, we love you, we love defining fitness, we love defining active, but the logo is way too big. And I heard you, I hear you, and I took that into consideration. Obviously, new name means new logo, baby. So I have been hinting this logo on all of my social channels, including TikTok, for months. And I am so excited. Also, I'm just gonna throw it out there that the name and the logo are both trademarked. Clap for me. Good job, Steph. Guys, I know. Like I said, I wish I could have blamed this on anyone else, but it was 100% my fault, and I need to own that. So this is me owning that I fucked up, and that we are going to move on together as a community, and it's going to be bigger and better than either of us ever imagined. So this new logo has me so excited because it's going to elevate the brand from less of a merch look to more of a high quality, sleek, minimalistic design that you can wear anywhere without people being like, what's defining? What are you defining? You know what I mean? So the new logo, I'm gonna put it right here on the screen. Yes, I have been hinting this all over my social accounts for the past few months because I wanted you guys to start getting curious, and you know, the time has come. This is our new logo, and seriously, woo, she's beautiful. I mean, on the pieces, it looks so much better. And thank you to everyone who sent me a DM who was like, I bought the shorts, I'm obsessed, I love them, but Steph, the logo's a little big. Because I needed to hear that. And I'm gonna continue to just take in all of your feedback, everything that you guys have opinions on. This brand is like, this is ours. This isn't my brand. Defining Active was my brand. It had my name, it was my baby. Liaison is our brand, and I am so excited. All the feedback you give me, all your requests, all your opinions are going to be incorporated into these designs. And this next launch, which is already planned, it's already planned, colors are already finalized, everything, it's already planned. I'm so excited because it's gonna have these new logos, and it's just so sleek and minimalistic and beautiful. And like I said, the Defining Active stuff, it was kind of like almost like merch, like defining, you know what I mean? And I liked it because it was my child, and I wanted you guys to be wearing my name. But now I'm looking at y'all and your opinions and everything, and I hear you and I see you. So Liaison is going to have very sleek, small logo and small branding, unless it's like, I can't say too much yet, but you know, overall it's going to be pretty minimalistic branding, and I'm just really freaking excited, guys. So it's the L from Liaison, the L from Label, flipped. And cute because we can make it with our hands, right? You know, throw it up, you know, bop, bop. So I'm just stoked, guys. I can't believe I'm finally sharing this information with you, because it's been up here for months. It's been in my head, stressing me the fuck out for months. And so I'm just so excited that I can finally share this with you and finally just tell everybody that we are going to grow together through this brand so much. We're going to help so many philanthropic organizations. We're going to create designs together that we're both obsessed with. I might be a little bit more obsessed than you, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But I want to also chat about the next point, because Liaison, the label, is not the only thing that's coming out of this messy situation. Liaison, the label, is going to work in direct partnership with Liaison the project. And I know you're like, Steph, you're taking on too much. What are you doing now? But hear me out. Hear me out. Liaison the label is going to work in direct partnership with Liaison the project, and they're kind of going to be sister brands. So Liaison the label, LL, is going to have the activewear, the lifestyle pieces, the tangible, amazing products that you will literally wear and like want to wear until you're dead, because they feel so good, they look so good, they make you feel so good. So that's what Liaison the label is going to continue to do. But Liaison the project, and I'm kind of manifesting right now, but don't sleep on me, it's gonna happen. My long-term goal right now for Liaison the project, it's going to operate under the exact same mantra, you know, bridge the gap, but Liaison label is bridging the gap between movement and style, and Liaison project is bridging the gap between mental health and fitness. And I'm so excited, guys. I'm really excited. So basically, Liaison the project is going to be a tour style opportunity for me to go into colleges and high schools and elementary schools and talk to young women and men, you know, you never know, about physical fitness and mental health and how they correlate, and how your body image is such a huge part of your mental health, and how fitness doesn't have to be about changing your body image. And I just have huge freaking plans for Liaison the project, and I wanted to just tell you guys because I'm excited. I'm just so excited. So that is going to be happening not immediately. You guys know I'm moving, and I am moving somewhere. I haven't told you where yet, but I'm moving somewhere that has a lot of colleges nearby. So I'm so excited to be able to dive headfirst and go visit different college campuses and go visit different sororities and Panhellenic groups and be able to talk to them. And, you know, in my dream world, it would be a 20 to 30 minute workout followed by a 20 to 30 minute chat about body image and self-love and just physical fitness with regards to mental health. And I'm stoked because there's nothing that I'm more passionate about than loving yourself and having body confidence and physical fitness. So I'm excited to be able to bring those together through Liaison the project and spread the word on college campuses, high schools, elementary schools throughout the entire United States over the next few years. And it's like, it's been my dream to be a public speaker. You guys know, I could talk to a wall. I could seriously like sit here and talk. I've basically been doing it to the camera all day. I love speaking. I love talking to people and connecting with them one-on-one. And I'm just excited for the opportunities that Liaison the project is going to bring. So, in conclusion, I fucked up. And, you know, everything worked out, fortunately, but this could have ended very bad. So, if you have ever considered starting a business, don't be like me. Do better. I should have done better. This is me taking accountability. It would have been very easy for me to spin this rebranding in a way that was like making it look like I had the option to rebrand, but if I'm being transparent, I didn't, and it was 100% because I messed up. So I hope you guys understand, and I hope you guys not forgive me, because like honestly what's happening now is better than Defining Active. Like that was just my merch drop. Y'all haven't even seen the beginning yet. You know? But just know that if you're a small business owner right now, or if you want to be a small business owner, you have to cover all your boxes and then cover them again. You know, like I said, I checked that box. I was like, I'm not infringing on anyone. Yeah. But I didn't get my own trademark. So don't be like me, and just know that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to seek professional help. I'm not talking about like therapy. I'm talking about like industry professionals, because me being a Capricorn, I'm like, yeah, I can do this all myself. I'm gonna launch a brand from the ground up by myself with no help. And I did it. and I faced some major consequences. So my number one tip to you is, if you are a small business and you are looking to, start a brand, is ask for help. Seek industry professional help, and trust other people. You can't do everything on your own, and I learned that the hard way, but I learned it for both of us. So if you're watching this and you own a business right now, go trademark your shit, okay? Okay. But anyways, just know, like I said, I've said this so many times because I don't want you guys to remotely feel like I'm trying to be the victim here, because I done fucked up, guys. I really did. And I could have made a whole video being like inspirational and like talking about Liaison's mission and everything, and not even talked about the legal stuff. But transparency is so important to me that I felt like I owed it to you guys, because you guys have been in the dark. It's like, Steph, why aren't you posting as much on Defining Active? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't we hearing anything? It's because I didn't know what legally I could or couldn't do. I didn't know what I could be posting. Can I post the branding with Defining on it? Can I put, you know what I mean? There was a lot of ambiguity throughout this whole process, and so I wanted to play it safe rather than sorry, and that kind of put you guys in the dark for a little bit, and I'm really, really sorry about that. But I hope that you guys are just as excited for Liaison the label as I am, because we have a huge freaking opportunity here, guys. I could literally talk about this for hours, but I'm wrapping the video up here, and I guess my final points are, number one, don't be like me. Number two, if you are ever in a situation like I was in, I hope that it doesn't destroy your mental health the way it destroyed mine. Everything will work out. If you're going through something right now, it will work out. Everything happens for a reason. I know that's cliche, I know it is, and I spent 2 months devastated about this. And something bigger and better came out of it. Everything works out for a reason, okay? Number three, Liaison, the label, is going to be so awesome and bring so much more longevity into this brand and these designs and everything. And you guys don't even know what's coming yet. Like, seriously, like, I am so excited. I'm already like working on things that are so far in advance, and it's just crazy because I thought everything was gone. I really thought that my business was done. I thought that I was done selling activewear, and I was devastated by that. And number four, seek industry professional help if you're ever launching a business. And number five, own your fucking mistakes. I messed up, and I'm here making this video for you guys in the most transparent way possible. And even though you'll probably never be in the exact position that I'm in right now, because hopefully you're smarter than me, if you're ever in a position where you have customers or friends or family that you are leaving out in the dark, you know what I mean? You're leaving them in the dark because you're figuring shit out behind the scenes. You gotta be transparent down the line, like, own your mistakes, own the problems that you created, and just trust that the people who support you are gonna continue to do that. And that's what I'm trusting you guys to do. So don't leave me hanging here, because this next launch is so exciting. Like, trust me, you have nothing to be blue about, like, nothing at all. Like, everything's working out. And these next items launching are even better than the first ones. And you guys know, if you bought from the Ignite collection, that would be hard to beat. So I'm pumped, but I just want to say thank you a million times over to anyone who purchased, left a review, liked a picture, shared a photo to their Instagram story, DM'd me, commented, even stalked my account, like, get my engagement up, girl, I see you. I'm so thankful, because without you guys, it would have been so easy for me to just crumble and fold and throw the entire idea of Defining Active out the window the second that trouble came around. And because of you guys, because of your support, because of you believing in me, and because I got to see you guys looking incredible in those products, you gave me a reason to fight until the end, even though it meant a rebranding. So I hope that you guys are excited like I am, because this is going to be huge. But just know this wouldn't be a thing if it weren't for you, and I'm endlessly thankful. I really am, and I hope that my sincerity comes through the camera here. But just know that if you ever need anything, you better reach out to me. And if you've seen me putting the LLs on random shit over the past few months, now you understand why. All right, guys, that is it for today, and that was literally the most loaded video ever. Like I said, though, I want to be a public speaker, so I'm like, I'm just using this as a practice run, right? No? Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. I really genuinely appreciate each one of you. I feel like this isn't the type of video where I should be like and subscribe, but you know, do whatever you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. I love you guys. Bye.